Hi, and welcome to Cenario, your partner in mental wellness. Here on our channel, we share educational, insightful, and science-backed content to help you understand your mental health and take meaningful steps toward a more balanced life. If you're ready to learn, grow, and take control of your wellness journey, let's jump right in.
You know, being a parent to a young child is amazing. But let's be real. Some days, the challenges, those massive tantrums, the constant no, the battles over everything, can leave you feeling totally and completely overwhelmed. If you've ever felt like you're just out of options, then this is for you. We're going to dive into a therapy called Parent-Child Interaction Therapy, or PCIT, that is seriously bringing calm and hope back to so many families.
All right, let's start right here because this is the place so many parents find themselves. It's that feeling of being completely drained, when you're dealing with these really intense behaviors day in and day out, and nothing you try seems to work. It can feel so isolating, and honestly, it can make you question if you're even doing a good job.
And this is the question, isn't it? The one you ask yourself when you're lying awake at night. You see other kids, other families, and you just wonder, is this normal, or is it just us? That little bit of doubt is often what stops us from reaching out for help. We tell ourselves, oh, it's just a phase, but deep down, there's a worry that maybe it's something more.
So let's just clear this up right now. Over on the left, you've got your typical kid stuff. The occasional tantrum because they can't have a cookie, testing boundaries. It happens and then it's over. But on the right, that's where we see the clinical concerns. We're talking behaviors that are happening all the time. They're super intense, they take forever to calm down from, and they're just sucking the energy out of the entire family. If that right side is looking a little too familiar, that's a huge sign that getting some support could be a total game changer.
And that brings us to the solution we're talking about today, PCIT. The reason we're focusing on this is because it's just a different way of doing things. This is not about dropping your kid off with a therapist for an hour and hoping for the best. Nope. This is all about empowering you, the parent, in a really direct, hands-on way.
So here's the official breakdown. PCIT is specifically for the little ones, usually between 2 and 7 years old. It's super structured, it's backed by a ton of research, and here's the most important part, it sees the parent as the main agent of change. You're not on the sidelines here. You are literally the one learning the skills to completely shift the dynamic in your home.
And, it's for so many different families. It's designed for kids who have those big, frequent tantrums or maybe some ADHD-related challenges, but is also for the whole family unit, for parents who are just feeling disconnected and at their wits' end. And it works for biological parents, adoptive parents, foster parents, really for any primary caregiver who's in that child's life. Okay, so this is where PCIT gets really, really cool. It's all about the how. This is not about sitting around on a couch just talking about parenting theories. This is active. It's in-the-moment skill building. Think of it as coaching, not just talking.
So what does a session actually look like? Well, it's got a great rhythm to it. You start with a quick check-in, talk about the week. Then you get to the heart of it, the live coaching, where you and your child are just playing. And at the end, you have a debrief and figure out what to practice at home. It's this simple, supportive loop of learning, trying, and getting better.
And here it is. This is the magic ingredient. While you and your kiddo are playing, the therapist is watching, either through a one-way mirror or on a video call. And they're coaching you through a tiny, discreet earpiece. They're giving you immediate tips, suggesting what to say, reminding you of the skills you're learning right in the moment you need it. It helps you build that confidence and learn the skills so much faster. I love this analogy because it's just perfect. It's like having a coach in your ear during a really tough play, calmly telling you the exact move to make to turn things around. It takes all the panic and guesswork out of those super stressful parenting moments.
And the good news is, this isn't a therapy that goes on forever. Now, progress is all about mastering the skills, not just marking off weeks on a calendar. But most families are able to complete the whole program in about 12 to 20 weekly sessions. The goal is to give you the tools and then get out of the way so you can be successful on your own. So how do these skills actually work? Well, this is where PCIT really flips the script on traditional discipline. See, most of the time, we jump right to correction, to timeouts, to consequences. But PCIT says, whoa, hold on. Without a strong positive connection, correction just feels like conflict to a kid. The whole philosophy is connection before correction. That's why the entire first phase, which is called child-directed interaction, is all about one thing: strengthening that bond.
You literally learn how to follow your child's lead in play, just pouring all this positive attention and warmth into the relationship. And what happens? A lot of those negative attention-seeking behaviors start to fade away because their cup is finally being filled in a positive way. You learn these 5 core skills that have this great acronym, PRIDE. You learn to praise good behavior, to reflect back what they say so they know you're listening, to imitate their play, to describe what they're doing, and just to enjoy the moment with them. Seriously, this becomes your new toolkit for building back that trust and warmth. So, only after that foundation of connection is rock solid do you move into phase 2. This is parent-directed interaction, and this is where you learn how to give clear, effective instructions and manage defiance in a calm, consistent way. No more yelling, no more giving in. And because you've built all that trust, your child is so much more open to your guidance. Okay, so if you're listening to all this and thinking, wow, this sounds like it could really help my family, the big question is, well, how do I start? Let's make it super simple and clear. So finding someone who's actually certified is the most important step. The PCIT International website has an official directory. That's the best place to start. You can also ask your pediatrician for a referral, or even search on big therapy websites and just filter for PCIT. And definitely ask about telehealth. Virtual PCIT has become super common and makes it accessible to so many more families. And at the end of the day, this is why it matters so much. This quote from a parent who went through the program, it just says it all. This is about so much more than just behavior charts. It's about getting back to a place where you actually enjoy being a parent, where you feel like you and your child are on the same team again. And I really want you to hear this. Deciding to get help is not a sign that you failed. It is an incredible act of strength. It's an act of love for your child and for yourself. You are not supposed to do this all on your own, and you don't have to. So let me just leave you with this one thought to chew on. What if the key to a calmer, happier home isn't really about fixing your child? What if it's about changing the dance you do together? PCIT shows us that when you change that interaction, you can absolutely change everything.
Thank you for watching Cenario. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. For personalized mental wellness supplements, visit Cenario.com. See you in the next one.